And you're very welcome to another edition of the Salvation Show. Now, a lot of people will see all over the papers and Facebook and all this, tidy towns done this, tidy towns done that. But what do the tidy towns do?
Well, we're going to ask.
We have
So
two
we have
ladies.
Trena and Helen with us. Ladies, you're very, very welcome.
Very
Thank you
welcome.
very much, Alvaro.
Great to see you.
Thank you.
Now, I know I've seen photographs of yourself, Trena. I've been out and picking up this and that, but what really does the tidy towns do?
Okay, well, if you look at it from what you see is only a tip of what we actually really do. From cleaning up the town, that's one thing. But when we enter into our Super Value Tidy Towns competition, which is nationwide, as
Massive.
you'll know, we have different categories that we have to look at. From our biodiversity, which will be anything from planting flowers to hedging to which we will have now Swift boxes hopefully coming up. Yes, lovely Swift.
You have to explain that to us now. Carry on, but
Yep.
we'll get back to Swift.
We
We'll get to
have
Swift
then we've
boxes.
got the look of the town, the community, working with communities. So you have different things going on. So
It's not just litter picking.
no,
No.
litter pick is
It's one
very,
aspect.
it's a bugbear
I can
for all of
imagine.
us,
Yeah.
as you can imagine. But from everything else behind the scenes, we have a very busy time. Like we could be meeting. We are part of the chamber, so we attend meetings with them and their tourism as well. So I attend those meetings as well, and then we also are meeting with the TUS and the CE workers. So we're mixed with them as well. We also have meetings with the council. So we're sort of trying to keep the way with them and local community as well. So we have different things going on. We also have...
Well, if I can just interject there, that just indicates the impactfulness of a tidy town on commerce.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, with the Chamber of Commerce involved,
Yeah.
the council involved. So how important to have a tidy town generally.
Yeah.
So it has ramifications on all departments. You've mentioned several government departments there and semi-government departments there
Yes.
that you're linked into
Yeah.
because it's that important.
Yeah. It's very important.
And we really don't realise that, do we?
No. But when I started with in 2006, when it was actually started in Dundalk. Louth County Council set it up. The late Willie Duffy was was with me.
The bug,
So
wasn't
he was.
the bug image, that ladybug. Remember that? She was the litter. She was the icon for a while. Go on,
Oh,
anyway.
yeah, the litter bug.
Anti-litter bug,
Yeah, the
yeah.
anti-litter
Yeah.
bug. So we've been there since then, working with different communities, and we try and get out to talking to, say, different residents associations to see what's going on. We have set up a newsletter for schools, for national schools. So we send that out at each semester so that we have a different, it could different categories that's going on. If it's like Dundalk Bay will be the next one. And it'll be the birds that's in there and the water and what's going on in the water. So you're sort of bringing
Such a
in
biodiversity.
Yeah.
That's
it.
you're coming
But
into,
it's
right.
also meeting with the kids.
And tell me
Trying to
now,
get them early,
It's amazing when you were chatting there, I was thinking of the two of you now. I was thinking, that scene from Calamity Jane where they clean up the cabin and it's whoosh, it's done. It's all lovely and the flowers are growing
Yes.
and it's all painted and he's in lovely frocks. That's just,
Oh, only a
that's
barrel.
Yeah.
But tell me now, would you, what about fly tipping? Surely that must be a dreadful annoyance. Are you involved with that or is that at council level?
That's a council level.
That's council, because
We
that's
report
big
it.
league.
Yeah.
But you spot and locate.
Yeah, we
Right.
locate. We have great communication with Claire Hughes at the
Right.
West in
Okay.
Louth County
Okay.
Council. So she's over that.
Any improvements on that front, girls, on fly tipping? Or is it still going on?
This is bad. It's really, really bad.
But if you see, right, any cameras anywhere to catch the villains?
yet.
Not yet. No.
Oh, but that's
no.
good.
I think because it had stopped, there was none because
Right.
of EU regulations, and now it's only coming back. So, but it takes a while.
Oh, for the cameras?
Yeah.
What was the EU regulation to stop cameras?
Yeah, I think it was got to do with your privacy.
Yeah.
Privacy issues. But it has changed. But when it comes now, it should be coming, like it has changed the legislation, but it takes a while.
And presumably you have black spots in the town
Very much so.
Yeah.
Alvaro.
that
Very,
need, that are
We have,
located,
yeah.
right.
Well, we've just had the walk at the River Walk.
The Navy Bank.
Yeah.
No, the other one up on Castletown Walk. Castletown.
Oh,
River.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
There.
yeah.
We got photographs yesterday. One of our volunteers was out for a walk and we have mountains
Yeah.
of black bags.
But
sitting at
isn't
the
it
river.
Do
unbelievable?
people go through those to find and locate the...
We can't touch them.
Don't know. The little warden.
Little
has
Warden
to,
does
yeah.
it.
But they do it, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
To follow prosecution.
Yeah.
Like there's bound to be someone that left an envelope with an address on it.
Well, you'd be hoping so, Paddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Fingers
But it must be a novel. It must be a novel thing if you're going around and then to see mattresses, sofas.
Yeah.
You know,
Considering there's an amnesty, twice a year
Yeah.
out in the recycle, you
Yeah.
can get rid of
Yeah.
it free
But
of
because
charge.
and I do appreciate that it can be awfully costly
Yeah.
to get rid of a mattress.
Yeah. Yeah.
But surely if if you are in a position
Yeah.
to buy a new bed, they'll take the old one away.
You do.
Which is good.
Most
and that's a
companies
good
do.
policy.
Yeah.
well, I know that if you're buying a suite of furniture, they will take the old
The
one
other,
away.
yeah.
You know, so there's no excuse.
I changed mattresses a couple of years ago and they took the other ones away.
Yeah, you know, and at the time, I remember leaving one out. I think it walked out itself. But I remember leaving one out.
You're talking about the bed bugs carrying it out today for you. That's very good of
I
them.
remember.
What did you put on DTT, was it?
Oh, yeah, quite.
A dusting.
DDT.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. Firstly, I'm dyslexic, and Daddy had a shop. We didn't have fleas.
Oh, I remember them DDT. And went to bed with DDT and got up and not a bother on us.
God, you make it sound like a
Nowadays, it's memory
Sounds
foam.
like a rash.
Yeah, memory foam. But anyway, it only costs €20.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
to get
No,
rid
no,
of
it's
it.
more.
You
It's
know.
more now. I know it can be quite costly.
Like the guy,
take
yeah,
that
sorry for it, but
consideration.
the person that threw that stuff must have paid about €20 in petrol to go out
That's
that
it.
far.
Yeah.
When you think
You
about
know,
Or the man in the van.
yeah, you know,
Oh, we'll
Yeah.
take away your rubbish.
would that happen?
it, does
with
that
it?
happen? That
Yeah.
does happen, doesn't it?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
it does.
That can
yeah.
happen. But then the person that paid the guy in the van,
Are they liable?
they're
They're
responsible.
liable.
Yeah.
Oh, because I was,
Yes.
I was
Because it'll
actually
be their
looking.
address
Goes
if
back
it's on
to-
it.
Yeah, it goes back to
I was
salt.
actually looking at the thing because I have to get rid of a fridge, and I
You buy a fridge, but then not take the old one away.
Yeah. They
no,
do.
well, I bought it of my son.
Gotcha.
But that's their free recycling.
Yeah.
Like you can.
Yeah.
I would, but it's a big one. I was going to carry. I should have put it on the mattress. I'd have walked out with it. But
Give it a lift.
like when I said at the start there, you know, like if someone says tidy towns, it's picking up papers, but there is a lot.
There is a lot.
A lot to
there
it, you
is.
know.
Like we hope to take part now in the Paddy's Day parade.
Yes.
So we do. So
Well, picking up papers or in the parade.
no, go into the parade
Yes.
this year.
Have you got a float? Are you having a float?
Well, we don't know about a float, but we're
No.
going to have.
I know a fella has a
dressing
mattress
up.
you could put it on.
That's it. We could use your bed bugs to ship
Yeah.
us down the road.
But
We'd be
would-
down in
would-
Clonmacnoise
would that-
United.
What do you mean, bed
What would
bugs?
be a good float?
good
I'll
flight,
tell you
yeah,
what
it's a-
would be a lovely float.
Float.
To put it on a fly tipping and everything. And put a sign, don't fly tip.
Okay.
You know.
So you want us to pick up
You know what you could
everybody's
do?
rubbish?
You could go down and pick it up on the way to the parade.
Yes.
Dress the float. Ta-da!
And we have our green
Multi-
bags.
multi-function.
All our bags are green.
There you go.
They're sorted.
Multi-
yes.
I knew you'd take this down the bazaar road, you.
What?
I was trying to be nice and polite to the ladies.
But you're
Rather than making a show
But
of
I
me.
was just.
I told you.
But like, if you go, if you go to do a float and you've lovely flowers and everything on it and all lovely
Yeah.
flower beds, then people say it's not lovely. But I would put it on and say, or I would do it before, or
Right.
before and after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a thought.
It is a thought.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking of actually getting a float.
Oh, I know.
We were just
No.
going to be walking
dressing
to the
up,
parade
yeah.
with,
What are
with
you
our
dressed up
costumes.
as?
Well, we
I
have,
could be stuck in anything.
Is there a theme?
Cigarette butt
I
to a
think it's
bee.
Go Green. I
Yeah.
think is the team.
Okay.
But we'd
Yeah.
be raising awareness for all our stuff, which is the new cigarette butts ashtrays. Have you seen them?
No.
The voting with
No.
your butt. Have you seen
No,
it? Ah,
No.
no.
There's him on his.
Do explain.
Yeah.
They have ballot boxes, right? There's a ballot box up at the square at the moment. There'll be another one going down by the Camelot
Right.
very soon. And what you do is say it has two different teams. So say it could have Oppenheimer and Barbie. Okay.
Right.
So whichever you vote for, when you're putting out your cigarette, you put it into the bin. And this is the ballot bin for a cigarette.
I like that idea.
You like that?
Why Oppenheimer and Barbie?
Well,
For example,
Jeannie Mac. It was just
an example. You know,
oh God. Anything. It can be anything.
but you
you
see
like.
it if Oppenheimer, Barbie, and someone said, no, my left foot. and put it on the ground.
Alvaro.
Okay.
How do you walk
I
around?
feel like I'm in a surreal universe now. This day.
I'm looking for me tablets.
Now we know
I am
why
now,
your
but
tablets don't
I am
work.
looking for me tablets.
But that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I think that's
Whatever it is.
No, I think that's wonderful.
But
That's
yeah.
really
Yeah.
really
Well, one will
encouraging.
be clans and gales is another one. Or then there's
Yeah.
the FC and the GAA.
Oh, I see.
You know, you could have
I might start
anything you
smoking
put.
again.
There you go.
Just to put me
Just go
vote-
down and pick up all the ones that are in Park Street and throw them in the bin for me.
No, thanks. No. No, absolutely right. It must be very satisfying. It must be to go into an area, look at it. I'm talking about
Yeah,
litter
yeah.
picking
Yeah.
and the bag drop and just tidying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I find tidying very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But do you feel, now here's a question. Do you feel appreciated?
No, not when we do the work that we do. Yeah, to a degree, but when you go back out the next day and you see where you're after cleaning up yesterday, and it's not as bad as yesterday, but it's starting.
Yeah, it's hard
Yeah.
again. But do you think people generally say, God, they're doing a great job?
Oh yeah, we meet an
Oh, yeah,
awful
we've
lot of people.
lovely-
Yeah, will give you a clap in the back and
Yeah.
say, "Well
Lovely.
done," and thanks very much.
We've a
You know,
good Facebook page.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And we have a lot of people on it.
Yeah.
No,
You
I
know,
see,
and they do.
I see quite a bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we, as I
Right,
said,
like
we're
it-
only putting up, when we're out and we take photographs.
Yeah.
But like we also work with bids during Seek. So we paint
Yeah.
the walls and have them ready for
Yeah.
when the artist comes in.
So it's
Yeah,
literally a
it
general
is.
tidy,
But
isn't
it's,
it?
it's lovely to
It's
see.
dust
It's
and
lovely
sweeping
to
and
see
hoovering.
a
Yeah.
lot of people in the vests.
Yes.
You know, and you see them doing work, and the
Yeah.
people would look at them and think the same as I would. It's just picking up papers. But as I said,
No,
we
we
know
plant
now.
the parklets
Yeah.
outside of the Greenmount.
The parklets,
Parklets, yeah.
Mabrady's and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay,
Yeah,
yes.
we do
Matt
all
Brady's
the
and that, yeah.
parklets for
As
Mark.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll pay.
Plant them.
They get the flowers. Bids will tell us when they're ready, and we'll go out then and clean them out. And
See, nobody
plant them.
knew that.
Yeah.
yeah, see,
You know.
yeah. We in fairness, we love
23
our job.
seats,
And
yeah.
what about the one that ABBA wrote a song about?
Brace yourselves, girls.
If it's water, I'm going.
What?
Paper Scopers. I was a separate triple. No,
I knew it. He was going to lower the tone. He was going to
no,
lower
it's
the tone.
not.
And the level of comedy.
Do people
Clean up after their dog.
after the dog?
No.
because we have to make
Is it not
just down
getting
down the
better?
street.
No, what you know what they're doing? They're picking it up, putting it in a bag, and hanging it on a tree.
I hear that.
Yes.
It's
yes.
not ecological.
No,
It's not good for the environment.
No.
They put it into a plastic bag.
God, in my day we had lollipop trees. Not fucking
Instead of
oh, you can use any language in this.
Yeah, that's all.
But I didn't
Thank
say
God.
back to
I
pocket.
said,
Is
you
that
tongue off
not
and
a
slips.
silly
Yeah.
thing for people
That's
to do?
exactly it.
You
Why
know?
bother? If you're going to do it, just bring it to the bin.
And there is red boxes about.
They don't even need them. It's any bin. Any bin will do. And it literally is. That sounds like a song. But
Yes.
you go,
ABBA.
We'll get music.
From
the Eurovision. we're going.
amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Your man Joseph.
What was
There you go. Any
Like the
dream.
coat.
the
Many
code?
colour. I couldn't play. I'm colourblind.
I know. We used to call them eider-downs years ago.
What you call it?
Eider-downs. With sleeves.
How come there's quilted sleeves, Bobby? See, I wouldn't understand any of this comments because Daddy had a shop.
Yeah.
Oh.
On the east side of Chicago. But
They told me about broken biscuits once. I said, what do you mean by broken biscuits?
I
Yes,
know.
broken biscuits.
I don't care where they're from. We
Great.
get boxes and they were never broken.
No. No, we got the ones that were broken from
Yes.
your
You
daddy.
got the bag. full.
Listen,
Of crumbs.
funding. What way are you funded?
We are grants. We apply for grants. We get the local councillors also.
Oh
help
yeah,
us.
they would do
So
it.
they do. They'll give us a donation per year. But that's it. It's through grants from council.
Fundraising,
Fundraising we have done in the past.
bucket
Yeah.
collections, that
I
sort of
know.
thing. No.
I don't.
No, yeah.
Not yet.
I had to
Not
be
yet.
standing in the rain enough.
No, but even flags, just like not in the. When I sit at the cars, at the traffic,
Yeah.
Yeah.
God love them.
Exactly.
Try and get a summer gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Absolutely.
when we're
Mario.
standing on the ground looking around and waiting with a bucket, we're going to be going, there's litter. There's
there's
another
litter,
bit.
yeah.
And you
There's
see-
another
We get killed running from one
We
side
drive.
to the
It's a
other.
bus
Yeah.
man's
around the
holiday, is
town,
that what they
same
call
way.
it?
You're looking at the litter.
Yeah.
It's like someday I'm going to
Are
run
we,
into somebody.
are we getting better?
No, we're not.
Sad.
No
isn't it?
improvement
I
of
thought we were.
behaviour. I thought it was the whole point, educate. Bins, have we enough bins? Now, the bins that left when Biden was here, President Biden, have they been replaced?
Yes, they have.
Yes,
they were
yeah.
repaired and spray painted. And
Right,
they looked-
okay.
Yeah, they were.
So they're back in.
back
That
in.
back in,
Grand.
The
definitely,
problem
yeah.
is we have a lot of tenants, a lot of landlords, no bins. We have a
that
serious.
to me.
Okay,
Explain
so
to
you
me.
have tenants in the town that have no bins.
Private leasing.
Yeah, no bins.
And the landlord doesn't provide the bin.
No.
Is there not a law that say with your exorbitant rent,
Yeah.
Exactly.
and have you seen the rents,
Yeah.
that surely utilities would be covered?
Yeah, nope.
That includes, well,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about lecky and services, but utilities.
Yeah.
Literally,
Yeah.
the bin.
A bin.
Well, why don't they just make
Have
that
you-
law?
If you go around the town today,
Yeah.
you could actually see a little bag or an Aldi bag, plastic bag full of domestic
Silent.
waste sitting beside a black bin. And that's from a tenant.
Yeah,
Because
and
they have no
I
bin.
have.
But surely then the onus is on the powers that be
Yep.
to place an order onto this household,
Yeah.
regardless of the tenant, but the owner,
Yeah.
to get bins.
Yeah. I know.
God knows they're paying enough. I know there's
Exactly.
one down in Seatown, and when I worked in the number 32 restaurant in Seatown, we finished at whatever time, 11 to 1 o'clock, and there was a rental house just before Began's, and a young one came out with a bag
Yeah.
and was heading down the valley where I live, and I went, not tonight. And I followed her around Seatown, back to her own house.
with the
But she
bag.
wouldn't drop the bag. She
wouldn't drop the bag.
I could have been done for stalking, but the
Yeah.
street was tidy.
Yeah, good man. Yeah.
You know, I'm a neat stalker, Your Honour.
Well,
Conscientious.
I've actually seen coming into the radio on a early morning walk, and I've seen people coming out and putting it into the
Oh, yeah.
bin, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Putting one into the bin.
the rubbish.
rubbish.
They don't have
rubbish.
bins.
Yeah.
Well, I know that's a problem too, and that's economics, because the council don't want to necessarily pay for domestic waste. I'd rather see that happen than it on the street and be pulled
Yeah.
apart by a cat
Yeah.
or a rat.
Yeah.
That's, that's...
Yeah.
I know there was one case. Remember the brothers used to live in Seatown? One was a barman. I can't think. Two brothers lived in Seatown beside Kieran's chipper, and the man was extremely stooped. He had some sort of
Oh,
scoliosis.
yes.
Remember?
Yes.
Jim, was it?
Yeah.
The brothers.
Yeah.
And,
God bless
and
him,
I'm
yeah.
not being funny, but ideal for picking up rubbish. He was very close to it.
Yeah.
I would walk around St. Leonard's Garden. Helen, I didn't mean that. You should have making a show of me, that one. Will you stop it? You have to make a show of me. So anyway, he's terribly handy for picking up rubbish.
Yeah.
And he would go through St. Leonard's Gardens,
Yeah.
pick it up,
Yeah.
and place the rubbish into the bin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair play to him.
And because stop it, Jim, will you? So I think he might have put some of his own pocket rubbish into it and was successfully fined
That's right.
Clean, of
Yes.
course.
by the council.
There was another
That's
gen-
ridiculous.
That's sad.
There was
Yeah,
another-
that's sad.
So he stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
There was another
worse.
gentleman in Dundalk, Barney Kirk. Barney used to go around picking up the weeds in the little
Yeah.
place.
All right.
And he done it just around his area and all that. But there is a lot of good people out there. But we're
Yeah.
talking about landlords. Why not get one big bin that you can get that they can all throw into
But
it
that's a
and
that's
put
up.
it onto their
But-
rent?
But the house, they don't need any
See,
more than their
you
rent.
could have a place where some of the town, if you look at, there is nowhere for bins. Like if you have over certain shops, there might not be enough ground outside
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
put a bin.
What did they do before?
I don't know. I have no idea.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like everything,
needs
And
to be
how
looked at
unsightly are wheelie bins?
yeah, everything is so. But everything is so easy. My father, Lord rest him, was one of the original bin men, the one that they carried on their shoulder
Yeah, the
and
heavy
threw
ones.
in. But it's all wheels now, and it's not. I think the reason
Bulky.
I think the reason is they're trying to be more environmental friendly, but
Well, there is that. There's a breaking down of the rubbish at a point where it can be,
Yeah.
biodegradable or recyclable or just dumped. But it is starting when you see, if you stand on in St. Leonard's Park and look across, I remember you used to be able to see the mountains, the bottom of the mountains, all that height.
The
That's all
landfill.
landfill.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's all rubbish.
Yeah.
Beautifully maintained and it's piped and all what have you.
Yeah.
And they built a road up there. They were going to build houses on it at one stage until it settles. There is a house,
Yeah.
at the back of the,
Yeah.
as we call it, Seagull Terrace. I don't know what it's called.
The little pick along by the river.
Yeah, that was
Down to the gate.
That
down
road
there.
that goes up to the
was
gate,
it.
that's
Yeah.
That's eroded.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
But there is a country. Did you see that? Is it in China? It is, yeah. And they built out of China islands with rubbish. What they do is, well, they mix it down to nothing, pour it in, put grass on it, put fountains in it. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Plastics are the thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's plastics,
Yeah.
single-use plastics.
Yeah.
That's it.
And when you think of the oceans of the earth,
Yep.
I mean, island sizes, just masses of plastic floating around.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, there is some work being done on that. And it's,
well, there is this new. What do you think of this new bottle thing?
I think it's a great
Yeah.
idea.
Absolutely.
I'm hoping that people will still throw their litter, so we'll make some money for
Yeah.
once.
Yes.
We might actually get paid for doing a litter pick.
But yes.
Yes,
That'd be-
yes.
But you have
We'll be
to-
going around
we have to
checking
watch
them all
that.
You
now.
have to look for the pink. It's pink, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm just a wee bit more cynical. I just think it's an opportunity to make more money because I'm recycling at the moment.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
pay.
so am I.
I pay
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
a 30 litre whatever bin. So
Yeah.
I pay for the recycling.
Yeah.
I use the recycling centre. So I'm recycling as best as one can. And this is just another levy.
Yeah.
And the percentage of times I'm going to go back with something, I'm not. I'm going to go out to the dump. I'm going to go out and pay me £4
Yep.
and go. I'm not going to use it. Maybe I'm too cynical about it, but I just think it's another levy.
Yeah.
And to make it look like you're doing something fabulous.
Yeah.
It might stop
The
the
bottle
cans,
dropping,
the
yeah.
Lucozade bottles being all over.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, we were on the
Yeah.
Avenue Road. We took 12 bags
Yeah.
off the Avenue Road.
Of
Yeah.
12
Lucozade
bags
bags of rubbish.
Of everything.
I
Bottles,
stood in
everything.
one spot
Yeah.
at the corner. There's like a little alleyway down by, the terraced houses just over the bridge, and just the terraced houses there.
Oh, yes, yeah.
that are facing the new build.
Yeah.
Right there. And just there's an alleyway. And
Takes you to Gosling Terrace.
15
in the
minutes
back.
standing there trying to take all the bottles out of
There was three of
the
us.
ditch.
Was that Anne and
And
myself?
I just filled a bag
Yeah.
of everything, of mostly bottles.
But that's probably the walkway.
No,
From
it's
the
below
shop.
that. You know the
Over
red
to the
brick
living
houses?
kale.
It's at the end of them row of red brick houses.
The very last one?
Yeah. there's a
Yeah.
back
The very
entrance.
last one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
before-
behind,
Yeah.
crossings.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
bring you around to the back.
It'll bring you around to the
very
back.
though.
How are you so familiar with all the back alleys
My
of
mother-
Dundalk?
my
And
mo-
they're tidy.
It's misspent youth.
What were you doing?
My mother was from Hill Street. I would have known.
Also, you were loitering around lanes.
I was lantern the lane.
A likely
No,
story.
But when I was young, good. When I was young,
Was there colour then?
that a while ago?
when you brought no, it's not.
Was it black and white, Paddy?
When I it was a black one.
No remote. You had to get up and press the button on the TV.
when you got a mineral, as they
Yeah.
call them, and left back the bottle, you got money for it.
That's
Exactly.
right.
But
Oh, yeah,
now,
ABC.
you are charged that 15 cents on your drink
Yeah.
before
Yeah.
you get it back.
Of
That-
course.
yeah.
So you're not actually making anything.
Yeah, 25 cents
no,
yesterday.
You're
on
literally
the bottle. I
paying
thought.
and then taking it back.
And is it all brands?
No,
Well,
no,
Tesco-
not at the
yeah.
moment. It's
no,
not.
No, Tesco has some of them in now.
Yeah.
25 cents yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Bottle of orange
There's
juice.
25
On
cents.
a
If you
bottle of
go-
oranges, their own brand.
No,
it's
anything
plastic.
with the pink label, they
but
will
it's their
charge.
own
you.
brand.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I think
now.
I think it'll be all brands.
Yeah.
And
it's
there's
taken
and what's
a while.
on the bottle
It just says
indicates.
recyclable at the bottom of mine.
There's like a
the one.
I think there's a symbol,
Yeah.
and it's
And no,
probably a
what it
barcode. I
is
haven't actually
do
seen it
you know
yet.
your barcode?
Yeah.
Well, round it is a pink label.
So that indicates it's
Yeah,
returnable.
and that's not the one I got yesterday, Paddy. It just says that she showed it to me.
And do
I
you
wouldn't
get
have seen it
sorry,
on that.
sorry, Trina.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon.
No,
carry
go
on.
on. No,
I
go
carry
on,
on, sir.
Alvaro.
Is it refundable by cash or is it credits to the shop?
No, you get a ticket from the
ticket to
machine,
spend
and then
in
you
the
go
shop.
back up and get your 15
Yeah.
cents. But it's not
25 cent, Paddy.
Yeah, 25.
No, I've gone off
But,
even more.
but you see, in my day, when you left back the big tailor kit,
Yes.
Yeah.
you got 2p, whatever it was.
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
But you never paid that 2p on
in the
it.
first
Well,
place.
yeah.
you would have, except it wasn't
I
mentioned.
was never told.
It's not a tariff. It's not,
Yeah.
it's not a levy unless it's nominated.
Would I be owed back money then?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I remember you used to go around taking the bottles
Yeah.
and you get 5p
Yeah.
Yeah.
and leave them at the ABC
Yeah.
and they count them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should be weighing a hack. But you got money.
Yeah.
Credits.
And we had...
Credits means
yeah.
you're built into them.
Yeah.
Again, see, I'm getting cynical again. That's like what Nestle did when they had their factories abroad. They didn't pay staff. They give them credits for the Nestle shop. I'd like to think that I've had 3 bottles of orange or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Oh, if I had a load. And I went, there you go,
Yeah.
in the machine.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted and I'll have a wee pint of Guinness. and give us the money.
So you
and
want
away.
a ticket now for a bar?
I do.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm not talking chocolate.
But we had that in the butter vouchers.
You remember them? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We are really stepping
Yeah,
back.
I'll pay the butter 20 major.
You only read of it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Shop
Shop
local.
local
Yeah.
vouchers.
Yes, that's a good
you
idea.
go.
Yes.
Well, what's the return? 15 cent, 25 cent, depending on what.
25 cents
Do you
on
return
mine.
the-
Depending on the size of the bottle.
The bottle's that size.
Yeah, but you buy the bottle and you're charged 25 cents.
Trina, will it
extra.
nominate? Will it tell you what you're paying on tax on refundables?
Yeah.
So you nominate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, if you had those and you gathered them, you went, right, there's £5. I think
Yeah.
we should just spend it in the shop. But anyway,
Yeah.
But you will see people,
You get the
it'll be a
next bottle.
novelty to put it in the machine.
Exactly.
It will be a novelty.
can you put bottles from another firm into that firm?
No.
No, it won't register.
You see?
Yeah.
And does it not go to the same recycling centre? Now, again, keep on talking.
Yeah.
And when I rule the world, that's out. That's the first thing out.
But they've said it.
That's the first thing out. And compulsory lycra and clothes.
They said it on the news that all
Definitely.
companies
Yeah.
will be
Joining this. Yeah.
joining this, and it'll be very good.
But that's like the bottle bank. The white one, the green one, the brown one.
Yeah.
Yet the big lorry comes and the whole lot's empty.
Oh, I
It's
know.
the
I
one
saw that.
lorry.
Yeah. And there's me.
Yeah,
Trying
me
to figure out what colour it is, and I am colourblind. And I'm there at the key saying, look at God, and he's after finishing the
have to
fucking
do
body. He's
the brain
stoned.
for you,
He's
the
pissed.
Alvaro.
And I'm like that, look at the green, the brown, the red, the red. I said, God, look, he's gone. It's finally gone. It's over. I figure out what colour it was.
Yeah.
They're bunging him in.
Yeah.
But I know in the recycling centre, when they get glass, they crush it.
Yeah.
And that you can use in your garden.
It's brilliant.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
no, it's
beautiful.
wonderful
It's lovely.
uses.
Yeah.
And I really am delighted that we have recycling.
I think we shouldn't have got rid of the glass bottle.
No,
Factory.
Yes.
100,
Yes.
I agree 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
That should have stayed.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's like the railways. They got rid of the railways, now they're trying to reinstate them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? The railway lines.
Yeah.
Like all these
Absolutely.
things are
Yeah.
like,
But sure, at that time, we
know?
think everything is modern and fabulous.
Vinyl.
And it's the only way to go.
yeah, vinyl is back.
Vinyl's back.
Hooray.
You know, everything is coming
Yeah.
back.
Absolutely. But
Yeah.
there's some of the supermarkets now, when you buy your groceries in there, you can take the boxes off.
Yeah.
And empty them
And
there.
then the
yeah.
bins are there for them,
Yeah.
so you don't have to take them home.
Yeah, but again, I would do that anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm a recycling bin.
Yes.
And I'm hoping everything goes
I'm-
into that.
I'm pedantic with that at home now.
But I think if somebody puts the wrong thing in the bin,
Yeah.
that whole bin then is
Yeah.
contaminated.
Yeah.
Isn't that correct?
It's all right.
Yeah, so the bin lorry
Your
shouldn't
bin
be
is
right to check
contaminated.
it.
Explain that to me
Like
now.
if you say you have food put into a green bin, like say a pizza box,
Yeah.
that's contaminated.
So that whole load is gone.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
Right.
yeah,
Because I have to
was
say, I'm not
asked
very
about
good at cleaning
cardboard.
out stuff.
But is it
Well, they're
not?
better for the brown bin.
Yeah, but is it not when they go back, you have guys that are going along and
They're
they're
going
picking
through
out,
it.
you know?
Yeah, I
No, well-
heard something on the radio. Some guy put a tag on one of their green bins and it ended up in landfill.
because
Yeah, I seen the
don't
mountains of
know.
cardboard going into a black bin,
Yeah,
and when I
there's
rang up
strange-
and queried it, I was told it was probably contaminated. I said, no, it's not. It's only after being emptied,
Yeah.
folded, and put in a black bin. I didn't win the battle, needless to say,
And then
because it's
there's
the black bin.
So
was
what's
still
going
taken.
on, do you think? Are we being hoodwinked?
I just think
Is there certain amount? There's obviously there has to be a commercial viability to this or it wouldn't exist. And, you know, it's great to be, altruistic and want to do best for your environment and your community. But there has to be some commercial payoff to make it viable.
But yeah,
Because not two ways about it.
absolutely.
Obviously,
Everyone makes a
you have
profit.
no money coming to you as yet.
No.
So you're doing it really out of the care and love of the community.
we do.
I don't mean to sound that soppily.
Yeah,
I mean,
we do.
genuinely.
We,
Yeah.
genuinely,
we do.
But for the
love
other
it.
guys, they
Yeah.
need diesel for the trucks. They need
Yep.
electricity. They need power to crush
Yeah.
to whatever.
They need
Yeah.
a profit.
So there has to be a
Yeah.
viable. So has that balance happened yet? Do you think that the commercial viability and what's required from the nation in prepping this stuff for recycling to these guys?
No, I honestly think when the day comes when them companies genuinely do only take what they're supposed to take in the green bin, the black bin, and the brown bin. You know, like if the brown bin is for food waste and garden soil,
Yeah, yeah.
but if you have plastic bags and that's useless then, or plastic bottles in it. It can't go to landfill to be broke down because it has
yeah.
to be cleared out.
Yeah.
So where does that go?
I think you have to make sure to make it viable, I think every person is responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And until you get every single person responsible for doing what they should be doing, you have a chance.
But once
But
there's mechanisms in place to
Yeah.
allow that to happen,
Happen, yeah. So,
because there's financial constraints.
Exactly.
I mean, like, for example, slightly off subject, but the organic diet.
Oh, yeah.
The organic diet's wonderful if you can afford a chicken at £8.
Yeah.
Now, there's no doubt about it. A chicken at £8 tastes infinitely better than a chicken at £4.
Yeah.
But what mother of four or
yeah.
parent of four is going to say, I'll tell you what, lads, I'm going to do this chicken
Yep.
Yeah.
and not get two of those chickens.
Yep.
So you can have better quality but less food.
Yeah.
And that quality is marginal
Especially
and
if
debatable.
you have a family of 4.
So it always
of
comes
children.
back to finance.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
And that's what I'm saying about the recycling doesn't come back to viability if we're doing it right. I got really annoyed at one stage that I was doing all the work for these guys making money. Wash and scrub and using my electricity, my water
Yep.
to clean out something that would ultimately go into a crush and
Yeah.
be swept out and washed out. Wine bottles. If I'm forgetting to take the top off a screw top, obviously
Yeah.
the cork is
Yep.
somewhere else, and getting really upset about it and then realising they have magnets. It'll come out.
Yeah.
Now I understand the onus is on us to
Yeah.
have some responsibility, and there is a responsibility. We're now recycling more than ever.
Yes.
But that's starting though, Helen, that if there's one contaminant,
Yeah.
the 35 litres is gone.
No, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
That's shocking.
But as you
I
said,
must be more careful,
yeah.
Wasn't it China that stopped their cardboard going over a couple of years ago? A whole big container load of it, because packed into the cardboard was nappies, babies' nappies, used babies'
yeah,
nappies.
I think that's
Because they were compacting into the cardboard.
Yeah.
So China stopped taking it.
hello. But you were saying about the price of organic stuff, the chicken at 8 and the 2 at 4.
And there is, it's lovely
Yeah,
food.
but even now, I don't drink, but even when it came out, the non-alcoholic drinks, they were actually dearer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Than the
You're
drink.
paying for the privilege
you
of having
know.
no alcohol and going home sober.
But,
I don't know if it's the same now.
Yeah. No,
I
I'm
know.
getting even more depressed. I remember the price of it.
Yeah,
we're getting up in the morning. You don't need a painkiller.
But exactly, but
Yeah.
our
don't
our
have a
taxes are based. Alcohol tax is based on volume of alcohol. So I'm always nearly thrown out of places any for arguing. I am though. I said, what?
Especially
What?
pubs.
Bartender loves to see him coming.
Absolutely. So a gin, and not that you would ever want a non-alcoholic gin, because why would you bother?
Yeah.
Have the tonic water, have an ice and slice,
Yeah.
tall glass, just fool yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then nobody's asked you, why aren't you drinking all the which happened to me. So anyway,
Yeah.
same price. I said, where's the duty on this? I said, you give me juniper juice, diluted juniper, and I'm paying the same tax for the. I'm off in one now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to need a drink.
He's on around.
on the tin.
But,
Do you know what I mean?
just hold on, just in case,
I'll take a price.
In case anyone is
I'm buying the
tuning in.
chicken. I'm not booking it. I'm a grand now.
in case anyone's tuning in, this is not an 8 a.m. meeting.
No,
turn out to be one.
I am.
Are you okay?
I'm grand now.
No,
Thanks.
babe.
Have your brown bag and give Lou into.
But there we are. We're after changing
No,
the
but you know
world.
what I mean. You don't want to feel duped. You want to do your bit, but you don't want to feel duped,
Yeah.
and that's important. And that's what I was asking the girls: did they feel valued? Yes, insofar as the town knows the work they're doing,
Yeah.
and no, because they're still bloody well throwing it there from the day before it's cleaning,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
It's
that's
like-
habit.
The thing going out with anyone who's coming out Tidy Town with, it's an absolute. It's a pleasure to be here for that hour or two.
Is it a
because
hoot?
It's a laugh. Yeah, absolutely.
You have a laugh,
Yeah.
good.
The best of friends. I wouldn't have got a better friend
Yeah.
in my life.
It's
Wait
great.
there,
It's
you know.
great to
Speaking of
see
a
it.
laugh, we
Just-
hear this now. What's the strangest thing you've ever found and picked up?
You don't want to know.
I do. That's
know
why I
you
asked you.
We can't. No, we never got that. That's the one thing. If you got a 5-cent piece.
What's the
Did
strangest thing?
somebody not find something that needed batteries?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Can go hammer.
That's a new word for it.
Really?
Yeah.
I found another thing down the
Why would you throw out
Castletown Road.
a perfectly good torch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was this thing.
It didn't shake.
I didn't. See, there was no batteries. But if you had a check,
That's a toothbrush and knocking your two front teeth.
yeah. So
So that was one.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Another thing down the Castletown Road. There was some guy with me. I forget who was with me. It looked like a gun. We couldn't figure out, and it was heavy. But with that, the squad car came down, but he had to stop because there's traffic going out the road.
You reported as a weapon.
They were looking at us, and I said, "Do you know what this is?" And he took it, and he looked. And you'd be kind of afraid. It was a thing for rolling hash joints.
Right.
Oh,
And
yeah.
absolutely
Useful,
before me, like, yeah.
I would hope
useful
not.
piece of tool.
Give me. I was shaped like a gun.
It was, yeah, that's it. It looked like a gun.
You mean the nozzle of it?
Yeah, and there was like a barrel thing to it. Now, he said the way, the guard knew it straight away, and he was saying, this is what you do, and you put it in, and you crush it.
So
like-
tell me now,
Yeah.
did you take it home? Give it a good
She
clean
sold
out.
it.
What's the
making
most
some money.
valuable thing
I-
you found?
Oh, did we have
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing
that
valuable
we ever
enough.
knew of anyway.
The oldest thing. Anything of age. Anything that looked antique. That
Me.
somebody. Stop it, Trina.
But they didn't put me in a bag.
No, we have not.
No.
Now, we did have a gentleman when we were out litter picking one night on the bypass, and he stopped and he handed over €250
Ah,
as a donation. Didn't want any recognition. Wherever he was, very nice guy.
I found that just remarkable.
Yeah.
And
He
if
said
you-
he enjoyed what, like he
Will you hear
appreciated
this
what
now?
we did.
Will
So
you hear what? Go on. Are you using these
No,
two women
he just-
stand on the bridge for offered money?
no, they don't carry change.
no,
enough for
no,
us.
you get people like that will give donations.
Yeah.
I got plenty in the radio station. But he probably said, but if you do find anything with no batteries in it, will you live around
I'll drop one into you. I'll drop it into you. You can brush your teeth.
Oh, we've had many and many
But
things.
there is, I'd
There
say,
was some fun that day. You found that.
There's some things that you just...
You have no
just-
idea.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
but there is like all this fly tipping. To see some of the stuff that people would throw at, that it would take more than one person to
yeah.
to leave it
Yeah.
out.
Well, I think at the moment
But as
on
Helen
the,
said,
at the river now, I think there's 5 bags literally piled up
no,
beside
but as
the
you
river.
pointed out, the man with the van, you think in all faith, in all good faith, you get a good price to clear the garage or a good price to clear the, because I'm doing it at the moment and I'm not fit for it, so I'm going to get somebody.
Yeah,
But how do I know the reputable?
yeah. You have to find
If it's
someone
too
that's-
cheap, they're not using the dump, is that it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But you'd want to be asking recommendations. You
Yeah.
know, there has to be somebody that knows who's doing this properly. You
So
know, or
it's more than one
licensed to do
person,
it.
and it's more than a car, it's a van.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would see van lots,
But if
presumably.
you had a friend with a car or a van,
Yeah.
it's only €4 to go into the
Oh, I know.
recycling
That's all,
centre
you
out
know.
there and leave it there.
I
You know,
cleaned,
instead
I
of giving
cleaned
it
a
to somebody
bedroom
that's
recently,
maybe iffy.
and
you
it
know.
was 3 trips
Yeah.
to the dump.
Yeah.
But I'm very therapeutic. And it really
Isn't
is.
it? It is.
It is. It's very.
It's great for your
Yeah.
head.
It is, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Very
Yeah.
good for your
But
head.
like
Yeah.
recycling,
Unless you try.
the grown-up version of the kids' blocks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you try to figure out when you're standing there, you can't get a piece of wood off a piece of metal. You go, is there more wood than metal? And well, then no.
yeah.
Seriously, I've done that.
Yeah.
Is that a tree or is it a bike? Which one does it go into? Peg it in and run.
I remember when you were talking about the machine that it pays you back. I was in New York sitting outside having a smoke when I smoked. And there was this Chinese lady, an old lady, picking up cans, but she had a magnet.
Oh.
And she'd put them in aluminium or whatever. And she would go and take them to the recycling centre. And for every bag, now they were a big bag,
Yep.
you get paid for that as well.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incentive.
So you
So
can
it's
see it
incentive
out.
as well.
Yeah.
But recycling is going on hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Even the time of the Lone Range up.
Oh, what?
But you know, did
Wait,
not hear it.
wait.
It's in the song. Do you never hear that?
Gonna need a
No,
drink
go
after
on.
this one.
To the dump, to the dump, to the dump, to the dump.
Oh, buddy.
What can you say?
Oh, my,
I could, but you're here, we're on mic.
say nothing.
I'll tell him afterwards. We haven't really sworn this issue because there's 2 ladies here.
Oh
That's
yeah,
okay.
I forgot.
We have an F-bomb, Jess.
Yes,
all right.
we haven't. We
It may
haven't.
happen.
We haven't had bombs.
I need to have we.
No, listen, it's quite open. It's an open show.
Feel free.
But it has put something out there to tell people that if you check whoever's doing your rubbish removal, because if they dump it somewhere, you're the one.
That's exactly.
You know.
You're held
I remember
responsible.
somebody saying to me, we didn't have this trouble when we were younger. We didn't have any of these issues. It was like, oh yeah, here we go
did.
again. Nobody had anything.
No, because everything was put into one.
And everything lasted
ashes and
forever.
everything.
Everything lasted forever.
Do you remember though when they brought in the duty on the plastic bag,
Yes.
Yeah.
and everyone was going mental?
Oh,
over it?
absolutely. How
But
dare
have you
you?
noticed? Do you remember years ago you'd be going for a drive on
Why
a
are you
Sunday?
looking at me for? Look at him.
Either one.
And those
And
bags
you'd see the
hanging
bags
everywhere.
stuck in the ditches.
Yeah.
Ditches,
And
yeah.
it's, the
Waving,
Hawthorne would have
Waving, yeah.
a Quinsworth bag waving at it. Exactly.
Yeah.
But you don't have that
Not at
now.
all.
No.
So it does
Wait till I
work.
tell you, I have in the boot of the car, the underneath bit of the car, I have about, seriously, 17 bags for life.
Yeah.
I may live for a very long time because I'm not going to get through them.
They're going to outlive you.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But look, and I'm saying, oh yeah, here we go again. Everything was great in the back and we'll do it all days. And they were right. Because there was no built-in redundancy. When you had a washing machine, it lasted 20 years. It lasted well after you paid for it. No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Then I saw a really interesting program on a household, 18th century household, not a huge house, a house with two servants, and how everything was managed.
Yeah.
The lady of the house, the candle wax stubs were resold.
Yeah.
Really?
Thread on garments was resold. Buttons were sold that fell out for garments. Everything was recycled and reusable. The rag and bone man is nothing new.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was commercially viable.
Yeah.
So in effect, there was a recycling psyche with the addition of making some money back for the house. You know what I mean? Selling bones to the rag and bone man for gelatin, for glues, all of that stuff.
I remember we lived out in the country when I was a child, and there used to go a fella around on a bike, and he used to fix saucepans.
Yeah.
If you had a little hole in your saucepan,
Was that literally a tinker?
Yeah.
That's
On the
what they call
bike,
a tinker.
And he'd have bags on his back and on the bike, and he'd sit out there at the gate and he'd fix that. Now, you could give him a bit of bread or wherever he'd be going, or if you had a couple of coppers.
Yeah.
There was never a price. He did them doing it for a five. It was never none of that.
Yeah.
But I remember sitting watching him doing it, happy out with his little, like a little anvil and the pot sitting on it. And
But there was that little disc, you remember? If you had a hole in the pot,
Yeah.
the disc was put on, it was clamped.
yeah.
It's
And that's
disposable,
done you for
isn't it?
years.
And that's what it is.
I
We have a
remember
disposable,
in the
disposable
70s.
mentality.
I remember in the 70s going to a guy that I played in the band when his wife was having, and nowadays it's different, a pot party. And we went.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You could have used your roller thing.
to see when you had the Tupperware and all this.
Oh, yes.
But these, while your man was doing it, he says, watch this, no water. Just put your spuds in wet and put the top on. And it would steam whatever was in the...
Pressure cooker.
No, it wasn't a pressure
No.
cooker. Or whatever it was. And you're looking at this. You know what you're saying? That's amazing.
See, I'd never seen that. Now that I can
I've
remember.
never seen that.
Oh, I've seen it. I remember.
Was that-
Was that
It wasn't a
before,
dream that
Was
you were
that
having.
before you had the pot? Or after?
Oh, yeah. No.
I keep on forgetting about the bike.
But,
So
you know,
pot parties.
but as Alvaro said, you had the washing machine, the twin tubs.
Yeah.
That lasted for 100
Absolutely.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were the best.
There's a built-in redundancy now with everything. Seriously.
Yeah.
So you have a good quality TV. 5 years, the TV will
That's
go.
it.
Clink, clink, you need to replace me.
Yeah.
So that wastes itself. All of that plastic, all of that, all the components, all of that every 5 years because it's gone.
Yeah.
Because it turns itself. It does turn
And it's
itself
actually
off.
expensive. It's more expensive to repair some items.
Oh,
because the
repair.
parts are too dear.
Yeah.
So Helen, who are you going to find out they can repair a TV?
I know.
Sure, I remember that TV rentals. Your man come and fix the tubes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And now they're
trainers.
smarter.
Pete trainers.
Pete
Yeah,
trainer.
they still can't fix themselves.
Yeah.
You know,
I remember Pete Trainer calling one time to, it was a pub. We were waiting on a game of football. And he came in and he said to your man, have you any Brasso? And he said, why? He says, give me some Brasso. Your man, he put it on the cloth and rubbed it on the tube. And I came back.
Ooh.
You know,
old mechanics.
just old mechanic. But now,
Yeah.
now it's just,
Yeah. Yeah.
Out.
Get rid of. Yeah.
But sure, if you took the back off a TV, you wouldn't have a clue what you're looking at.
Not at all.
At least years ago, you would.
Yeah.
Somebody in the house would have an idea what.
And you
they
were
do.
talking about, I remember our first remote control television.
Yeah.
was you.
And that was me,
yeah.
you know, but I could take it because I was the youngest in the house.
Cat's
Change the
whiskers.
channel. And thank God there were only 4.
Yeah.
And there was clink, clink, clink,
Clink, clink,
clink.
clink. Yep.
Yeah.
And then at
I remember.
what was it? 11:30 at night, the wee dot.
Yes.
And you try to look in to see if you can see the end of something. But there was always a thing that we do it on radio. Did you ever notice at the end of RTE or BBC at that time when they played the British national anthem or the Irish, that the presenter always said goodnight twice.
Yeah.
Did you ever notice that?
No.
It's the home service.
Yeah,
BBC home service after the fishing.
Yeah. But what you'd say is when he'd come in and say, well, that's it from tonight, good night. And then he'd stop and go, good night. Because a lot of old people would go, good night. And then he'd repeat it.
He'd repeat it.
It was that one-to-one connection. We heard that in a workshop we did years ago.
Yeah.
We did a
Like I
workshop.
said,
That would
the
have been
fishing
my mother,
forecast
God,
on
be good to
BBC Radio 4 or the World Service. Good night. Good night. Because invariably he's
Something
responding
to
to one listener.
Yeah.
It's what Terry Wogan said years ago, and that's why Terry Wogan was wonderful.
Yeah.
Terry Wogan only broadcast to one person mentally. He's chatting to you or you
Yeah.
when he was chatting. And that's why Terry Wogan was so
Yeah.
personable.
Yeah.
And I loved Wogan on radio. Jerry Anderson was another guy, BBC Radio Foyle. Was an excellent guy. There's this old shy called Paddy Mack. He's grand for the music. You couldn't listen to him for long though, because I don't let him talk.
There's a reason for that.
There's always a reason, Helen.
Yeah.
Always a reason. How are we for time? We're good? Excellent.
We're grand.
So we've covered that, and we've covered the fact that it's not just picking up litter.
No.
It's not.
It's
It's
the
a
whole
lot.
thing.
This lady here never stops. She's our chairperson, Helen, and she never ever stops. When she's not out on the street, she's on the computer. She's at meetings. It never stops.
But Helen,
Good on you. And you work full time, Helen, as well.
Yeah.
No, I gave up work 2 years ago I had a shoulder injury. Well,
All right.
it was actually the shoulder needed an operation. So
Okay.
But-
May I ask what you did?
I was working in the cash and carry.
no,
Right.
So
Okay.
it was, yeah. And before that, like I was worked in Arnott's, lived in America, lived in England.
Right.
So
That is a double accent I'm hearing, is it?
yes.
Whereabouts are you from?
Castleknock.
Oh, yeah, by the park. Very nice.
Actually, beside the park.
And
It's
I'm from
actually Peck's
Ballyfermot.
Lane.
I have a friend from Ballyfermot. You said, where are you from? Ballyfermot. And they told me a great story, the Fury Brothers. I think it was on radio. The Fury Brothers from Ballyfermot.
There you go.
And they were on tour. They were in China.
Yeah.
And what are they called? The Fury Brothers.
Fury Brothers.
What are they called? The two boys. What's their names?
Finbar.
and...
Yeah.
Well, there was George.
I don't know, Finbar. I can't remember the other name.
Finbar.
So see, they're writing it at home. They're going home for Christmas. He says, kid, he says, how do you spell Wattle? He said, what? How do you spell Wattle? He said, what are you saying? I'm writing home to the mother to say, will you get me a Christmas job what'll fit me? He said, you fucking need you. It's Dattle. Oh, shut up.
And anyway, what made you get into tidy towns?
Did you have a moment? What was your light bulb moment? You said, well, that's it. I'm sick of this.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm sick of that.
No, it was, do you know something? I was actually, where I live, I was on a residents association. And Elaine Daly at the time was working in the council. And she was over the community and environment.
I know,
stuff.
Elaine.
Yeah, you probably do. And she set up, she was part of, with Joe Barrell. And they were all setting it up. And Frank Pentony, they were setting up Tidy Towns. And I had probably wrecked Elaine's head a few times. And she said, you know what? I have a job for you. You should do this. And I was like, no, not for me. No, wouldn't know anything about it. Heard nothing about it. And she said, no, you'll be grand. So myself, Willie Duffy was there the same. He was,
Willie,
we were down, I lived down Point Road area. He's our Desmond area, he was. And Kathleen Dunbar, who's in Agamine.
Yeah.
So they were the residents that were, that pillar of Tidy Towns.
And a couple of corners of the towns. You had a good sway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how we met. Now, Kathleen is still with us on the Tidy Towns. So we've been there since then.
How long ago was that then? What year was that?
2006.
Okay,
Really?
right.
Yeah.
I only
I
came
don't
aboard,
even
what,
think about it.
3 years.
That's a long time.
It's a long
And Trina,
time
and your
with no
journey?
pay.
I started about 3 years ago where I
Right.
live in Mahavenamore. I used the inner relief road up to Dunn's.
Right.
And every time I was going up, there was bottles, cans, everything in the hedge. And Emma Coffey, who I know, I seen Emma out with Tidy Towns and I asked her how could I get in touch. So she told me this is the woman. So I've never looked back.
Brilliant.
Never.
Yeah,
Then
and
Tried losing her. Every
Yeah,
time
I
we
know.
take her out, we try and
I'm a
lose her.
committee now, so they can't get rid of me now. No.
but I've actually seen you out walking late at night as well.
During the summer, we will.
Yeah.
We'll try and we do
Yeah.
an evening, but
Yeah.
normally on a Wednesday when it comes into summer, we try and get two days.
Now, if you obviously pick a zone, right, today or
Yep.
tonight or whatever, we're going to do here. roughly how large is that area you do?
We'll take it by streets normally.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Like the Avenue Road, we took from Hill Street down to Woody's.
Yeah.
Okay.
In one sitting, in one
yeah.
in
Yeah,
one
for a
go.
couple of hours.
From Hill
Yeah.
Street to
That was
Woodies.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Right
But
to
there
the
would be-
roundabout.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was myself and herself, Anne and Jerry McCabe came out, and my husband Ronan came out. And that was it.
That was it, yeah.
Yeah. So that's
And what about estates? Are they generally after their
they
own
do their own.
devices?
Yeah.
Right.
Now
So
we
there's a
get emails
thoroughfare and general area.
Yeah.
Like alleyways at the terrace.
Yes.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So thoroughfares and freeways and all
Yeah.
that carry on.
We
Yeah,
will, if we
bypass.
get, as Helen said, if we do get an email from a housing estate, we'll do we call a blitz. We'll
Right.
go in
If they
and
need
do a
And
good
are
sweep
you
round.
in a position to sort of meet with community leaders?
Yes.
Look, that's how we do it.
Yeah.
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 So there's a bit of outreach.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Very much
yes,
so.
very,
Like
yeah.
we get, if somebody texts me or messages the Facebook page, it'll be me more or less or Stephen they'll contact.
Okay.
Stephen
And
Clark,
whichever
yeah.
picks up will answer it and deal with it.
Right.
Now there is dumping in a Hanlon Park area. So
Okay.
somebody contacted me there. So then I got onto environment. I also got onto Clare
Yeah.
to try and send down the litter ward and see what's going on. See, is there a residents association involved?
Yes.
But unfortunately, what it is somebody's getting in through a gate in behind houses and it's dumping. So it's really where they're going to have to just lock the gate or give
Security.
it a community.
Yeah, just security.
We go
That's
down
all
and
it
we
is.
Amazing
clean it
how
away,
far they will go.
Yeah.
You know, like behind houses and
Yep.
Oh,
climbing
Paddy,
over
Yep.
gates.
Yeah.
And
You
Yeah.
don't know the half of it, Paddy.
just unbelievable.
But
you know?
then does that indicate though it's a financial thing that if that easier access to a bin, they wouldn't be bothered going that way and just go there for the bin.
Could be.
Again,
Yeah.
private rentals.
Yeah.
That really is legislation that really should be looked at
Yeah.
quite strongly.
Yeah.
That they can't take
Yeah.
the sort of rental money and be exonerated from responsibility of tenants.
Yeah.
Yeah. It needs to be where we should be able to produce you have to produce your bill for your receipts for your bin.
And for your tax exemptions.
So if
and
something
all-
was
yeah.
found out on the street and the litter warden comes across it, he can go to that house and say, well, show me your receipts for your bin. Like, how is it?
And
Why
the
is
onus-
this
but
bag
I
in
think
the
the
bin?
onus should be on the landlord
It should
because
be
a
as well.
lot of private rentals
Yeah.
will be transient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
know what setups you
Exactly.
need.
And
There
they're
should
making
be a
enough
bin,
money.
Yeah.
and they are making quite enough money.
Absolutely.
It really should be legislation.
Yeah.
That's something maybe we should talk to local politicians about. That we might
Yeah.
know.
It will be raised.
It
will,
It
absolutely.
will be raised.
Yeah.
But it is a case where we have known a landlord has told a tenant, use the public bins.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is illegal.
Yeah.
Which
right.
is it's not good.
not.
But, you
No,
have to
you
get
see,
them to.
Again, it's all profit, isn't it? It's all about
And
the
this
public.
this
Yeah.
landlord has a business.
You see,
Or is the business attached to the property, the domicile? So do they have a bin that the tenants
don't
could
know.
use?
I've just been told this. So
Yeah.
this
Right,
person
okay.
has been.
we won't mention it.
No.
We won't.
No, we can't.
Until the camera's off.
I'm rolling.
And then we go put the windows.
Oh, yeah, we put the windows in.
Yeah. No,
But it just goes to show you there has to be a way of monitoring it.
yeah.
It has to be policed, something like that.
It's
Like
simple.
I don't mind
Simple
if
if
someone
you're a
says they've done a
tenant.
litter pick or they've cleaned out their car and they put it in a bin. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
But don't leave a little bag full of
Yeah.
rubbish, nappies, which
Yeah.
I hate, but we find a lot of them. Or food, where the crows are going to rip it across. the place.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe
So-
bring back Terry nappies.
Well, people
States
still, yeah.
Well, I tell you, on the Marshes Road, I took 2 bags out of the ditch full of dirty nappies. Just
But
2
then now
bags. full of dirty
I've seen you out, and
Yep.
I always look at you and say,
I
well,
go
it's
on, keep
great.
going in case they
Great.
stop
No,
me.
great. I do, and I always like all.
Throw it out the car. You wouldn't have happened, would you, Pat?
But you do a great job. Is the frustration in it as well?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a
is.
frustration. There can be
There
a
is.
frustration sometimes. Like you'll hear me giving out about the clothing banks at the moment with
Yeah.
the problems with the tidy towns, with the clothing banks. Some of the clothing
Saying
banks, have had the
overflowing.
extra dumping.
Yeah.
They're track dumping. Now we've had SOSAD contacted us recently and said, look, we are emptying our bins 3 times a week. which is fair enough, and they are monitoring them. But there is other bins now. I think the council has got them moved because they were a
Is that
problem.
one still there at the ramparts behind Aldi?
I shouldn't
the
be. It
marshals
should have been
run
gone by
around
this for last Friday.
All right.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, is it still
That was-
there?
yeah,
Because
that-
I've used that.
That was
Yeah.
a nightmare last week.
Isn't there one out of the graveyard as well? That was a lot of stuff I've seen.
See, everywhere you go. You see, this is the problem. People think that I'll empty the car, I'll fill all the clothes into the clothing bank, but I'll leave the mattress or the child's buggy, the child's toys before Christmas. That was a serious one.
Yeah.
People clean out for Christmas and they think, I'll just get
Yeah,
somebody will use it, but they won't use it
And there's
because it goes
any
to
amount
landfill.
of second-hand shops in the town.
Yeah,
Right, yeah,
There's a lot of
Women's
that.
Aid.
Yeah, Women's Aid
cry.
above all,
And if they don't use that, they'll bring it up to the house.
So,
Toys
yes,
and toys and toys.
Toys, yeah.
You know, there's always someone I want.
There is a
Absolutely.
lot.
I'd
There's a
keep
lot
them.
of charity shops. You have the Friends of Needs, St Vincent de Paul,
Yeah,
Women's
Cara.
Aid,
But yeah,
Cara.
what we're saying there,
Cara.
Home.
There's a
if you can be more selective about the stuff you give the charities, certain charities,
Yeah.
books and records, I'd be thinking the Simon or the St. Vincent de Paul, because
Yeah.
they've got a section there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and we've done it with Kate's stuff, and she's nearly
Yeah.
20, or 90. Clearing her toys out would go to Women's Aid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're going to have the kids that will play with them. So
Yeah.
you become more selective about
Exactly.
where you
Where?
go to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I do, yeah.
But we would be like that. But you get some people that, it's broken, I'll throw it into the charity
Yeah.
shop.
Yeah.
Like they don't realize it's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
know. I know.
No, it has to be. It has to be
It
with
could
batteries.
be a part of laziness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, listen.
Yeah.
Well,
And
Would that, come here,
definitely
Helen,
fly-
would that come without batteries? Or could you get your own?
Maybe that's what's wrong. They don't have enough batteries.
I'd be thinking that. I'd be giggling the whole day now. If I see your Durex, Duracell,
There you go.
what? I was a Duracell. There's a Freudian slip. I've seen a few of them, have you?
Oh, loads.
I see you have.
No,
Thanks be to
no.
Jesus, they're being used.
Wrappers, we can't
Sorry,
because
an ad for Duracell.
the
Apologies,
Florence
folks.
wrappers, right? And every time I was out on the relief road, I was saying it to Helen, there's somebody having great party nights that we're not getting invites to.
Yeah.
Remember, these Durex wrappers were everywhere.
Everywhere.
Then I found out a few weeks later, there was nobody having parties. There was kids with these, filling them with water and throwing them at cars.
So you weren't missing out then, kids. Is that what you're saying? You weren't missing out.
No,
Miss
no.
nothing.
That put an end to where's the
See,
investigating
why
where
is
the
Trina
party
loitering
is.
around this spot at night?
Yeah.
But
With the cha-cha heels and her.
that's like the couple in the barn
Go on.
having a great time, and
Yeah.
the farmer goes in and says, "What are you two at in there?" He says, "We're living on the food of love." He says, "That's not a problem." He said, "Well, you stop throwing the skins out the window."
See again, I'm far too
But
innocent.
you said
I'm
Duracell.
far too innocent to understand that. I was educated by the Morris.
I know.
I haven't have a clue.
I know.
Not a clue.
But definitely, I will say it here and now. I think you do an amazing job. But I
Paddy.
didn't know there was so much. Like when you say you go from Hill Street
Yeah.
to Woody's.
Yeah, yeah. It could be anywhere. Like
Yeah.
you could do the inner relief road. It depends on how many people you get
Exactly.
in the morning.
Yeah.
So,
That's going to determine how
what was
many.
your
how much work you
largest gathering of people helping out
10,
on a
12.
pick?
Yeah, we had Prometric done it one year for
Yeah.
us. They take. See, it's National Spring Clean is coming up for April,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So what happens is we'll put out now for everyone to try and help us or even to register. So Prometric used to come out and they'd have about 15 they could have out to help us.
Right.
And they'd go out, they'd take 2 hours, they give 2 hours of their time out of their day, out of the job. They'd be paid through Prometric and whatever, but they'd allow them to come out for 2 hours.
Brilliant.
And it used to be brilliant.
Because I remember seeing you once, it was a gang, it was like a chain gang.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They had
should have a
those-
song.
All we need is
Yeah.
orange. All we
Yeah.
need is
We-
orange jumpsuits.
Yeah. We did the painting on the rail along the Ramparts River.
Yeah.
And they helped us do the painting
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Lovely.
We cut back all the hedging.
Can I
and
ask,
we painted it.
who paid for the materials? I mean, the labour was yours.
Yeah, we paid some materials we pay for ourselves. Well, Brendan Marmy now always cuts a good deal for us, but we also then we get the council to pay for that paint. No, they pay for that paint because that was serious money.
Yeah,
no, they're very good.
And you're getting they're getting the labour free.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right, and that's me a payoff.
Maybe you should do what the chain gang does, because I was in Texas. My son's in Texas. I was in the house one morning. This is not a joke.
I will be.
I was in the house one morning and I could hear this singing. Really, a lot of people singing this. What was that? And I remember pulling up the Venetian, right? And all along the side of the estate was all prisoners.
Right.
In the jumpsuits,
Cleaning.
the original, chained up and cleaning. And a guy over on a school bus, but it was white. And with his shotgun and his big leather coffin.
That's what we need.
And they...
I've always said that,
I
Ellen.
was talking to my son. I says, why? He says, they get paid from every house $2 and they clean around the place.
Brilliant.
If you need a tree that's sort of in the way, they'll come down, the whole lot of them, clean around it, cut it, and they get $2. Why not every estate, every house should do that?
We should just have the prisoners out.
I think so.
Shotgun.
Yeah.
Mountjoy.
It'd be a bit of a change then, being
Well, you
outside
got to
the
get the
house
white
and
bus
in it.
though.
Oh,
You'll have to get a transit.
Oh, sorry. No, but I think it'd be a great thing.
There is a probation service we're working in the area. So they have.
Yeah, that's community service, community hours. Right, okay.
Yeah. But because I do always making sure we have our high-vis jacket so that we don't.
Not taking off.
No.
Right, we're going now.
We have her with us, you never know.
We're going now.
But you know, like what you'd want is, I know there's
You should have a song.
community service and
Like
all
a chain
that.
gang song.
Okay, lovely.
Walking on the
Something bluesy.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
off you go.
Have we think about that now?
God, it'd be like the seven
Paper
dwarfs.
roses.
There they are again now, the fabulous scrubbers.
But it should be that, it'd be something like that. We were talking about the bin man years ago and used to give a Christmas.
Yeah.
I still do give it.
Yeah.
I don't.
But I don't anymore because I don't see them.
They're anonymous.
No, I think they know me when they come onto the street. They drop on, they pick it up.
Yeah, but maybe there should be something like that when they see people like if I was in a place that you were clean, I would go out and give you something towards it.
That's okay. We'll bring the bill to you.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Post it to you,
Well,
no
I know where I am now.
A couple of years donations there.
The Tenants Association. The Tenants Association is starting out where I am, but I'm from St. Nicholas Avenue, and they have a serious Tenants Association.
But they're brilliant. They are so well organised.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Spot.
They have
Incredible.
I seen they got all the plants and everything and give it to every household just to
Lovely.
plant it in. And it's,
Well, there's a subscription for each house, isn't there?
there is, yeah.
Yeah, so it's great. So, but that's ownership. You see, that's the whole point.
That's
It's
it.
ownership and it's pride.
Yeah.
It's community.
Look at the fairy tale.
Build a community is something else.
I love it.
Wait, can I just tell you
love
something?
it.
I collected a kid the other day from Pierce Park and did the roundabout.
Yeah.
Or came at the back of the harp and came back out the middle street or that. And I nearly crashed. And Kay Flam would frighten the eye out of her. The other night, St. Bridget. Have you seen her?
No.
There's a mannequin standing at the corner of the grass with the whole gardener.
No.
Right? So
that-
Kay Flam was going to work the other morning at about 7:30. I said, why is that one looking at me? And why is she dressed like that? Until she realised when she went well, she didn't say well back. Well, was you rioting forward? So I came down the road, and next one I see this hooded figure in the lights of the car. Very starting.
I didn't see that.
I think it's brilliant.
I don't know how it
Have to go around and have a look
I
at her
think
now.
so.
So seriously, Helen.
Yeah.
It's very startling.
I think what they've done to it is fantastic.
I think it's great.
And we have a little
it's
garden
lovely.
plot the other side of that. A lot of the post office we have our
Yeah.
We've
strawberries.
Lovely.
they're edible gardens.
Yeah.
So that the residents in Pierce Park can come over. It's full of herbs and strawberries.
Wonderful.
And
And then the sensory gardens along the railway track.
Yeah.
With Orla Crilly planted
Yes.
that
Yes.
with the community.
Yes,
there.
yes.
And along the lanes, Pierce Park lanes, that verge there, beautiful.
Yeah.
That's planted.
Yeah.
So that's all going on there and it looks lovely.
But it's trying to get new residents. Like if you think of a new estate, to try and get a residents association started in a new estate, it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
Because one, they don't know each other. Two, they start causing trouble between each other. And it depends on the mixed bag of people that you'll get in an estate.
Yeah.
You know, some will want this, some will want
It
that.
starts with individual pride
Yep.
and ownership.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it really does.
Exactly it. Yeah.
So it starts from your stoop,
Yeah.
scrubbing your stoop
Yeah.
and brushing it out and then brushing it past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is. So you brush your front bit. And you know
remember
that bit's
it.
done.
Older
Then I'll do
people
this
did that.
bit.
Yeah.
And then I'll do this bit.
And that's
You know what I
exactly
mean?
what I
We were
started
talking
where
about
I
it
lived.
yesterday.
I did the
Yeah.
whole
So
alleyway
then it
beside me and all
expands.
round.
Yes.
But you're hoping then that they and them
Yeah.
We'll get the message.
will get the message and carry on. You're hoping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you get, why are you doing that?
Oh,
A
we've
neighbour-
had
a
that.
neighbour
We've
told
had
me
that.
that was me.
Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
Right.
You know, you will get that.
Oh, you're
from-
getting paid for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there will be.
75 hours community service.
That's what I did. That's what I told him. I got community
Yeah,
service.
but I mean, rejoice in your limitations. I know for a fact that I can't shoplift because I can't run fast enough. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know that.
Unless I ate it before they catch me.
Go around and eat it
I
on
go
the way.
round.
That's why when you go up, they say, "Oh, the
Empty
boxes,
wrappers.
you're recycling." No,
Yeah,
just add them.
chocolate hanging on my face. As I said to somebody, God, the last time I ran was when Charlie's Ices was leaving the
Oh,
estate.
that's the Italian fellow.
Yeah. And then someone said to me, obviously you caught up with him. I didn't think it was necessary. Cheeky fella. Yeah. Well, girls, I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I think
And
it's
I will second that.
And literally, and no comeback financially for you, just pride.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And pride for community.
Yeah.
Um,
It's also excitement of doing different things.
and friendship and a bit of crack.
Yeah,
And
there's a great
it's healthy
family.
as well.
Yeah.
Bit of crack.
Getting out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
a few things coming up now. We want to do the Navy Bank.
Yeah.
So what we want to do, it's in here at the moment.
Yeah.
But what we want to try and do
Never
is
stops.
replant parts of the Navy Bank, right, with hawthorn and stuff like that. So you have that, but say the wall of the Navy Bank is, instead of the grass, is to try and replant that with possibly something native like yellow rattle and stuff like that. So it won't be seeded with wildflowers per
Right.
se, but it'll be something that's natural to that
Yeah,
environment as well. Okay. But we also want to then put up new information signs. What we want to do is a talk of the Navy Bank. So we'll have, say, QR codes on the signs. Okay. So what you'll do is you'll scan it. It'll send you to a file that you'll listen to the story of the Navy Bank from when it
Brilliant.
started.
Brilliant.
So, and then the other one will be the flora and fauna of the Navy Bank. So you could do one going down and one going back. So you'll have both
That'd be
information.
nice.
Right, that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Were you ever down there in the bird hide that we have down there?
No, I heard about it.
Yeah.
We have a bird hide. It's not running great now. We have a
You used
two
to hide
worker in
boards
there.
down there, didn't you? Down the Navy Bank.
Again. When he found them in the alleyways.
Hey, hold on a minute.
Well, good pickup. Oh, it was like that time.
You had to bring them
did you see
somewhere.
a robin redbreast and a blue tit. I said, well, it's awfully cold out nowadays. The spring's not in yet. Why wouldn't it be? So no, we haven't.
Yeah. No, I'm
That's
just
interesting.
Board. You
Well, the sanctuary's over the marshes, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've
That's all the
trees
bird
planted
sanctuary.
down there now as well,
Fabulous.
so-
But
Yeah.
no, we have also with the birds, we're looking at the new biodiversity officer and Birdwatch Ireland, because the swift is in our town,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is so
they come a lot. Yeah.
we're afraid that if houses are retrofitted, they're going to block some of the nests.
For the house
So we
and
would
the swift,
try
right?
and put nests for them so that when they're coming in, that they'll, so we'll be putting them around the town. We're trying to look for places. Relton Amara said they will take some. Foresters Hall from the credit union said they'll
Right.
help us out. I think the museum and the library are also
And do
taking
these
them.
birds go for domicile? They go for building, structure, architecture?
Yes, they do. Yeah,
Right.
they do.
So there's no point
But you
putting in a
have
tree
a
beside
nest. We'll have they're a special nest, like a wooden structure, and it goes in tiny little,
Right.
tiny little hole for them to go in and nest.
Right.
But they feed on the wing. They come straight in. They sleep. They turn off half their brain while they're sleeping. They're still flying. They're no, you can't point at him. When he turns off his brain, it's off.
Hang on, wait there. So they're flying
Yeah.
and half the range off because they're half the people they're flying.
Yeah,
They're
it's
a beautiful bird.
They're a
Ned,
beautiful.
yeah.
You have to look at them. There's
Amazing.
There will be talks. There will be talks of them.
But is there not? Is there not a nest?
the brain
Is there not a nest? Which I have. There's a woman across the road.
She already has them.
No,
one
there's
way.
two swifts always go, but they built a nest out of saliva and mud.
Is that not a
How's Mark?
Swallow.
Yeah,
Swallow.
No, well, but they're there anyway.
All right. Okay.
yeah.
The birds.
They're very
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
they have a look, but no, it's just we're trying to work on different projects.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's not all about litter.
That's
No,
what I
no.
mean. Like,
Yeah.
that maybe. Well, you have a website and everything.
We do have a website. We
just
have a
maybe you
Facebook
should
page, yeah.
look in
So
and
give us
see
the address
exactly.
of the website for those who are tuning.
dundalktidytowns.ie. It's a nice one.
Batteries not included.
Sorry?
Batteries not included.
It's a motif now that will run.
You
That'll be part of your song somewhere in it.
And there's your one over there, ever
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah. And you with your Duracell
Yeah.
and the new song
Yeah.
Well,
for the Navy Bank.
oh yeah, we'll have to pick now. I have
Yeah.
to get chain gang going.
In the Navy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Yeah, his brain never stopped. No.
We never stop.
No.
Let's do a wrap.
Yeah, listen, I want to Helen and Trina, thank you so much
Oh, Lewis,
for coming.
thank
And
you.
you know what? You've actually opened my sight on what the Tidy Town.
Very
Every time now
informative. Really
I see the
informative.
high fizz vest, I say,
Yeah.
they're just not picking up paper.
Yes.
There's so
picking
much
up.
more.
And she's not, her
causing
brain
trouble
is
somewhere.
walking overtime all
It
the time.
is.
Even
It's
when
all-
she's flying.
Yes.
Even when I'm flying, I'm half thinking. I'm half thinking.
And if you need anything advertising that you want people to come in and if people
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah,
to help
that'd be
you,
great.
where would they contact you?
We have the Facebook page where we advertise every week then where we're going to meet.
Mm-hmm.
So normally on Thursday and Friday, you'll hear for Saturday morning, we'll be at such a time, such a place.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we'll be doing that area. So we move around as much as we can.
Yeah,
Right,
But
okay.
people,
Interviews.
waiting, people are probably sitting at home. I'd love to be able to go out and walk and do this. It's part of that as well.
We
you
also
know.
have adopted patch people that actually,
Yeah.
when COVID came in, we had, I think, 50 volunteers because when you weren't allowed to leave.
Yeah, yeah,
You were
yeah.
allowed to go your couple of
Yeah, yeah.
kilometres and whatever. So we gave them a bag and a pick and off they went for their walk.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
The town
around
was
their own
never as
areas,
clean
yeah.
all its
Oh,
life.
that's
true, yeah.
Everywhere you
Yeah.
went, there was a green
Yeah.
bag on every corner. And some
Yeah.
of them have
Yeah.
stayed with us,
Yeah.
thank God. And only for them, it's not just us. Like it's the people that actually spend their day and say, right, well, I do that area and I'm going out, rain or snow, they're going out and they'll clean
Yeah.
that area. And it's great to have them.
Yeah,
and they'll
Anne-
tell us,
Anne is
they'll
one
send in a
above.
photograph and
Yeah.
they'll tell us where they are. And they've taken their, they've litter. And if there's a problem in their area that we know about. So you sort of have eyes on the ground as well,
yeah, no,
all
no.
around
Yeah,
the
yeah.
place,
Fabulous.
That's brilliant.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Girls, thanks so much.
you.
I
Thank
really
you.
was
Alvaro and Paddy, thanks
Very
for all the
interesting.
crack.
and himself.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. We
And
enjoyed
thanks,
it.
Chris, for organising
Thank you,
this.
Chris,
Yeah,
for
thank
organising
you.
it. And it was
Yeah.
great.
Obviously,
And-
make me look great again. Just put the filter on, get him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you
Listen,
can,
the best of luck, Helen.
Thank
and
you very
Trina.
much.
And thank you
Not
for
at
taking
all.
time. And as I say, I got a great insight to this.
Good.
and
Yeah.
Thank
we,
you.
We will keep
That's
publicising.
grand. We'll send the bill.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you, guys.
lads,
Thank you very much.
Really
For the
enjoyed it.
batteries.
Very relaxing. Thank you.
Good luck, folks.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Sake.